Okay, so let's move on to the second story. And the second story is about a movie that's coming out later on this year. And arguably, this is not in the summer slate, thank goodness. It's already packed as it is, but it is going to be a November release. And I'm talking about Dune 2. Dune 2 is one of those movies that everybody is looking forward to because Denis Villeneuve is a fantastic filmmaker and he does not get the recognition that he deserves. So this comes from Deadline, and they're talking about. So the headline reads, "Dune 2 won't be debuting in Venice, but a festival launch is still in play." And I can pretty much, I think I know why they're not putting it in Venice, but we'll talk about that after. The sequel, one of the most anticipated movies, currently has a November global release launch date, so Venice is too early, we hear from sources, partially because the visual effects work still has to do with it, and partially to the release date. 2 years ago, Dune opened to much fanfare on the Lindo before Toronto, New York, and other festivals. The Warner Brothers release was staggered globally between September and late October when the film launched in the United States. Dune 2 may still get a fevered festival berth, however. New York, which runs September 29th to October 15th, is a possibility, for example. The legendary produced movie stars Timothy Chalamet, Zendaya, Rebecca Ferguson, Dave Bautista, Stellan Skarsgård, Josh Brolin, Javier Bardem, and Charlotte Rampling returning to the franchise, with new cast members Florence Pugh, Austin Butler, and Christopher Walken and Tim Blake Nelson. Denis Villeneuve's sequel will explore the journey of the pulp actress as he reunites with Chani and the Freeman, while on the warpath of revenge against the conspirators who destroyed his family. Facing a choice between the love of his life and the fate of the universe, he endeavors to prevent a terrible future only he can foresee. The shape of this year's A-list festivals is gradually beginning to emerge, even if there's more remaining questions than answers. We know that Cannes is likely going to attract Indiana Jones and Martin Scorsese, among others. And by the way, that was confirmed yesterday. That was one of the pieces I did. Is that Indiana Jones is going to be at Cannes, so that's going to be a major opening for them. And so that and Killers of the Flower Moon. Um, and Wes Anderson is in the bag. Venice will surely benefit from a streamer contingent, while movies such as Ken Branagh's A Haunting in Venice and Sofia Coppola's Presley are also in contention. Among big movies that remain question marks for festival debuts are likely Ridley Scott's Napoleon, Michael Mann's Ferrari, Bradley Cooper's Maestro, and David Fincher's Killer Killer. And Maestro and Killer Killer are both on Netflix. And there are conversations at the moment about fall festival play. Ferrari still doesn't have a United States distributor, so there's a number of moving parts in that one. But things could come together quickly so that we'll have a fairy tale Venice launch. Okay, let's talk about this. I think it's important. This is one of those movies that is, um, I call it, and it's been called by others, second level. And second level because it is so deep and rich in the story, and there are so many characters. This is another one of those ensembles that is just fantastic. And I think that if this is going to premiere anywhere, it probably will be New York, just because of the fact that it's only 2 months out from its original United States launch date, and just like all of these other movies, like Indiana Jones, like Killers of the Flower Moon, I think this is going to get the buzz, like a John Wick 4, like all of these movies that are at these festivals. Now, the reason why I said it wasn't going to be Cannes is because you already have two big movies, right? You have Indiana Jones 5, and you have Killers of the Flower Moon. And I don't think that it wants to risk being um, underwhelmed, if you will. Maybe the wrong word to use, but in the grand scheme of things, when you have two headliner movies, okay, like the last Indiana Jones and like a big Martin Scorsese movie, this is just up there. It wants to be the main attraction. So I think the fact that you're having this hold off, and plus this said, visual effects are still that's why it's so late in the year, because of the visual effects. Um, I was talking with somebody today, and we were having the conversation. I have no doubt this probably will win the Oscar next year. We probably will be talking about this next year for the Academy Awards for visual effects. That being said, so I think that this is going to be a fantastic movie. I think the fact that this came out during the pandemic too really didn't do it any help any. So I think this is going to be a big movie, and I can't wait. I can't wait for this. It's got the cast that is just, it's stacked. Now you say, well, there have been casts like this before that have busted. Yeah, that's true. All you got to do is take a look at Amsterdam. Okay, I mean, we have a new movie, and as a matter of fact, the trailer dropped from it today. It's called Asteroid City by Wes Anderson. That cast is huge. So it does, these things do have a tendency to fail, but I don't think this will. Wes Anderson is a very niche director. Denis Villeneuve, he can do anything he wants. So I think this is going to be the big draw for the for any festival it goes to, and I think that it's going to be great. Um, don't be shocked, and I know this is a stretch. Don't be shocked if this is up for Best Picture at the Academy Awards next year. Just saying. I know it's a stretch. Listen, if they can nominate Top Gun Maverick and they can nominate, some of these other pictures, it could slip in there for a Best Picture nominee. I'm not saying it would win. I'm just saying there's a chance that it could definitely get a Best Picture nominee. Anyways, guys, what do you think? Did you see the first Dune? Did you see the 1984 David Lynch Dune? What did you think of it? Did you read the books? Are you excited for this to come out in November? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll get back to everybody.